All right, family, Black Power. We in the house again. We ain't letting up. Ain't no let up. Ain't no let up. What them damn files I got on these niggas? I got you. Hold on. Hold on. Got you. Oh yeah, I got you today. Ain't no coming up off for you. We putting in this good work today. Straight up. Did God create man or did man create God? It's gonna be hard body. I'm fired up tonight. I've been studying. I've been on this God shit. Love you. There's a difference between divinity and God. Okay? There's a big difference. Now, I'm gonna show very profound how, many people say God created man. I say, okay, creating him from dirt. God damn it, you motherfucker got all kind of blood and breath. And no goddamn dirt. I say anything you do, you got to be able to do it more than once. So if God created man from goddamn dirt, I want to see a motherfucker create another man from dirt. Nigga, any dirt in your body, nigga, it's dirt, blood. Can you transform dirt into blood, into capillaries and cells and shit and DNA and shit? You get that shit from dirt? Uh-huh. That's how you create a man? Ain't never seen no shit like that. You understand? We know how men and women are created. You understand? A man and a woman come together. That's how you create, people. You understand what I'm saying? But today we got some crazy assumption that somehow women come from the rib of a man. I said, well, goddamn, which one is it? Because when I was born, motherfucker didn't tell me I was missing no goddamn rib. So if motherfucker took Adam rib, it shouldn't be no more rib. Right, there should be a goddamn rib missing. I guess that motherfucker grew back. I don't know. We're going to do some research on that to see if, somehow God took a damn rib from a man and created a whole damn woman. Now, how in the hell you create create blood and goddamn capillaries and DNA, arteries and all type of from a bone? You created one motherfucker from dirt and then you come and created the woman from a bone, a rib. Okay, goddamn. I mean, we working on some shit today. I dare anybody try to create another woman from a bone and try to create a nigga from some dirt. Going out there, I don't know how you gonna do it, but this is the shit we believe in. So we say that God created the goddamn story in itself is fallacy because we know goddamn well that's not how people come into this world. And if God gave us the divine, and there is no, we talking the universe, what we was born with the ability to do. We was born to come together and continue to procreate. That's the science, the law of the universe on how African people can procreate and continue to replenish the earth. It's through man and woman. Okay, you ain't gonna be able to plant a nigga in a dirt. You ain't gonna be able to break no nigga bones and shit and create no other people. This shit is ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? So the reality is, when a nigga don't know, they just make up any goddamn thing. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker got all type of, because if it was actual, and if God had ordained it and continued to verify and you know what I'm saying, and validate that which is true, if God did, then you wouldn't have all this goddamn confusion. But the fact that God want a motherfucker to just believe, that's what they say, believe. See, believe. Without knowledge is belief. And so, motherfucker, that's just like when you go and take a test. You understand what I'm saying? You don't just, that's just like saying guess on every goddamn. No, we teach that, you first do the ones you know. You do the ones you know first. And then if you come back, maybe that'll jar your mind, you know what I'm saying, to some of the ones you didn't know. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you take the best guess that you can. You understand what I'm saying? You take the best guess. You understand? But you don't come out guessing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just like believe. No, motherfucker, I'm not gonna believe. What do we know first? You understand what I'm saying? What do we know first? Then once we'll take after we understand what we know, then that can have some influence on how we guess. You understand? But if we just guessing, motherfucker guess any goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? And so once we study what we know, that'll jar us, and then that will encourage us to make logical guesses, and that they not far out guesses. And so today, you understand, we got to ask the question: did God create man, or did man create God? That's a very, very plausible question. You understand what I'm saying? Because in most of my study, and motherfuckers gonna say I'm agnostic or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Some niggas say they atheists and all that. I'm none of that. Okay, an atheist don't believe in shit. Okay, I just don't believe in no God. I don't believe that there's no motherfucker sitting up on no toilet stool in the goddamn sky. You understand what I'm saying? Taking prayers and talking, and talking through goddamn saints and shit and this, that, and third. I don't believe in none of that. You understand what I'm saying? And that don't make me an agnostic. It don't make me an atheist. It don't make me none of that. You understand? It just make me a logical man that know when a motherfucker is lying and making up shit out the crack of their ass. Okay? Now, when we think of God, we got to see, where it said God created man in his image. Or you see, once you understand that man is writing all this shit. See, the God is man. God didn't create man in his image. Man created God in his image. How do you know that, Seti? Because when you look at all the attributes of God, listen to me. All the attributes of God are the attributes of a man. Okay? Watch me now. Watch me. I'm gonna come to the God walks. That's right. Say God walked through the garden. I got many chapters and verses where it say God walked through the sacrifice. God walks. God walks. Now, ain't there, and the only way you can walk is you got some goddamn feet. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only way you can walk unless you got feet. I heard many prophets walk with God. Say Enoch walked with God. Say goddamn Jacob walked with God. David walked with God. They all walked with God. And so the only way you can walk with goddamn God got to have some goddamn feet. So, but we say that God is a spirit, and it said don't worship God other than a spirit. It say that in the Bible. It say God is a spirit. So I thought God, spirits float. Spirits walk. You know? Wait a minute. God talks. I don't know who he talked to, because he damn sure ain't talked to me. And like I said, if I hear a motherfucker say, God talk to me, I'm going to ask the second question. After he say that, I'm going to ask the first question. I'm going to ask him, did you take your motherfucking medication this morning, nigga? If he talk to you, because you're not going to be around this bitch talking about nobody talking to you. Okay? I don't give a fuck how divine you think you. Take your ass on over there and talk to God. You won't be talking to him up in here. Okay? So he walks, he talks. Okay? And not only do he talk, it says the voice of God. God got a voice. So if he talk, he got to have a voice. In many instances, and I'm going to pull up the verses, chapters and verses, where God has a voice. You see, these is attributes of a man. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about, because we talking about a goddamn spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I love my great grandmama and my grandmama, and I talk to them in consciousness. But if I said something, I love you, grandmama, and she say, and I hear a motherfucker voice say, I love you too, baby, I'm running the fuck up out of there. I don't give a goddamn who it is. I love you. And I say that in consciousness and deep, dear respect for my great grandmother and grandma. I love you, grandmama. And that's okay if I don't hear no voice come back. That's all right, because I know they hear me in spirit, and that's what I'm assuming. But if I say I love you, grandmama, and I hear a voice up in that motherfucker say, I love you back, grandbaby, I'm running out the front motherfucking door. I'm gone. You see what I'm saying? So here we, not only does God talk, God got a voice. And not only does God talk, and not only does God have a voice, the word of God. The word of God. Okay? So he got words, which means God got a, not only does God talk, not only does God got a voice, not only does God got a words, he got a language. He got a language, the language of God. I said, well, goddamn, who know that language? How would you know that goddamn language? You understand what I'm saying? If he got all, so I'm showing you again, these are attributes of a man. Okay? These are, God hates. God hates. This is in the Bible. God loves. God despises. Okay? God has children. You understand what I'm saying? And so not only does God walk, talk, he got a mouth, and so I know I ask the question, I say, well, damn, if he talk, he got to have a mouth. He got a mouth, you know what I'm saying? Do we got a larynx? Do we got an esophagus? You understand what I'm saying? Or is it just a mouth in the goddamn sky? You know, yap, flapping back and forth. Is it just a mouth in the sky? You understand what I'm saying? When he speak and shit, do we got a larynx? Do we got a goddamn esophagus to be able to vocalize? Okay, the arm of God. That's also in the Bible. He got an arm. He got, and not only is an arm, he got a hand. The hand of God. The arm of God. He got legs. I mean, they don't say it, but he walk. But you say he's a spirit. So I don't give a fuck whether these that just that's bitch. I don't want to hear no allegory. I want you to be straight up with me. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you saying you hear, these men actually say they heard God speak. This motherfucker Moses say he seen God's hand come through the fucking sky and a finger wrote on some goddamn tablets. Now that's so he seen a hand, okay, come through the motherfucker. That's what he said. And God wrote on the goddamn tablets, okay, a hand. So, and like I said, I'm looking at, and God supposed to created man. So if he created hand connected to a forearm, and a forearm connected to a bicep, and a fucking bicep connected to a deltoid, and motherfucking deltoid connected to the pec, upper pec and lower pec. You understand what I'm saying? Why would I, if I hear this man say God got a hand, why wouldn't I assume God got the same goddamn, makeup? Okay, so in actuality, you saying that God is actually some superhuman man in the goddamn sky that look just like men on the earth. Only thing is he got infinite power. He got unlimited power to be able to do any motherfucking thing that he wants. Okay, the face of God. Because you got the face of God. Okay, so if he got a face, that right there show. Do he got a nose? And then God can hear. He got an ear, the ear of God. He got an ear. He got every fucking thing that a man possess. So when you, I don't want to hear, because this is all through the Bible. You ain't allegorical, motherfucker. This is the description of God. This ain't allegorical. You use a couple of. This is all through the throne of God. You got to ask, nigga. You got to sit in. You got to be able to sit on. If you sitting on the goddamn throne, nigga, you got to have maximum gluteus, nigga. To sit in the goddamn. What is a spirit doing sitting on a motherfucking throne? Huh? We're gonna get the book of God. So we showing that, when we talking, as I'm gonna move into the imagery. You know what I'm saying? The reality is when we talk about the contradictions in the Bible, see that if we don't clear, that's why we cannot accept the fact. We think it's this all powerful, and I know it ain't no God up, but I understand the all powerful, omniscient, understanding, and why we say, why is there so many contradictions in the book? The contradiction would not, if some force had omniscient power, almighty power, then you know goddamn well they wouldn't make no crazy contradictions all through goddamn that 10,000 contradictions in the goddamn book, not just the Bible, the Quran, and the rest of them. All of them because they were created by man, and man is finite, and he's a contradiction in his own goddamn self. Man is contradictions. Man is finite. And so man can't see past himself. So when he created the God, he infused in the God all his own contradictions, all his own he's fallible. He's not, infallible. He's fallible. He's able to fail. He's able, and he's finite. He don't have all knowing. You understand what I'm saying? Consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't see the goddamn contradictions in the book. Just like in Genesis, and people put that up long, many times, where I explained that the sun and the moon and the stars were created on the fourth day. Bitch, you didn't see that? Goddamn, nigga, you should have seen that. There ain't no God put that's a motherfucker line all over the place. And when you tell the goddamn, you putting together so many concepts where you don't have no proof of, and you writing and you just say, man, fuck it, I'm gonna just write a whole goddamn fairy tale. You understand what I'm saying? You don't see your fallacy. Many times we don't proofread. That's why they say proofread your shit. You understand what I'm saying? Even before you pass in a month or sometime, you pay a motherfucker to proofread your shit. You understand what I'm saying? So the motherfucker didn't even take time to proofread the shit because somebody would have said, but where was their consciousness at that time? You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers talking to all this crazy shit that the sun is moving around the earth and all this dumbass shit. So people consciousness so man couldn't see past his own finite self. Okay? God possesses all the feebleness of man. He hates, he despises. You understand what I'm saying? God hates this, God hates that, God hates people. You understand? He despises this, he's angry, he's jealous. God is also jealous. You understand? Jealous God. Jealous of what? Motherfucker, I'm all powerful. Ain't shit to be jealous of. Nigga, you confused. I'm not jealous. You confused on who the real almighty is. But I wouldn't be jealous. That's man's fallibility. When you fail, you got the ability to be, to fail, it's not infallibility, it's fallibility. You are finite. You understand what I'm saying? You're feeble. And so as a man is jealous and shit, which is even in a man, that's a weakness. You jealous of what? Nigga, what the fuck is you done? Man the fuck up, nigga. See, you know what I'm saying? Accomplish what thy will. You understand? You focusing and you accomplish, you ain't got shit to be jealous of. That's a weakness, nigga. So the weakness of man so then God. Okay? People ask the question, how could God contradict himself? And it is man's contradictions embodied in the God that man created. And he couldn't see past that. That's why when he write a God, he's actually writing of himself. He walked through he talks with, he hates, he despises, he commits murder. Okay? All the attributes of God. God even eat. God even eat. And so I ain't got into the we about to get off into some of the slides. And so this is where I come in. This is where Dr. Ben kind of hurt a lot of motherfuckers. Because I'm gonna ask you all, he got a face, he got a mouth, he got ears, got eyes, got an arm, got hands, got an ass, because he's sitting on the throne. Shit. You gotta sit what you sitting on. You got to have an ass, a maximum gluteus. He walks, which means he got to have legs, he got to have feet. And so I'm gonna ask you the question, and you know what question I'm gonna ask you is, does God got a damn dick? Now, we ain't being obnoxious, we being straight up the middle. Does God have a dick? That's the question. You see what I'm saying? Is he able to procreate? He got all the attributes, and when we go there, this is where you niggas lose your mind. You cannot come to that understanding. You cannot come to that understanding. That's what God is. It's a sin. You know what I'm saying? A sin for who? See, you didn't wrote out all of the sexuality of the goddamn story, because when you look through the eyes of God, you're looking through the eyes of a man. And you have to look at the mentality of that man. And if the mentality of that man is homosexuality, perversion, child molestation, and this, that, and to him, sexuality is a sin, because when he see himself, he see the shame of himself. So if you look through the eyes of a God created by a man with that mentality, you end up embodying and living out that mentality. So when you speak of sex, you speak of sin, and this, it's a sin. Ain't no goddamn sin. It's a blessing of God to be able. That's resurrection, to re-erect. But you ain't got no resurrection because you can't re-erect, and you don't even know how to erect. And when you do erect, you on some sick shit. You understand what I'm saying? You're going everywhere where you're not supposed to go. You understand? So in that essence, it's a sin. So you end up embodying that man's mentality and the shame of that man. Now, knowing you can't accept all God, you can't accept no God. If it ain't a God customized, created by your mentality, your spirituality, your people's movement on this planet, nigga, you have forsaken yourself. You have forsaken yourself, and you ain't gonna get nothing up out of that. Okay? So that's what I ask. If God has all the instruments of man, why is it so hard for man to communicate with God? If he walks and talks and he got a voice, got an ear, he got all these instruments of man, yet we cannot communicate. You got a language, you got a voice, and yet we have not yet been able to communicate with this God. And he got all the attributes. Even if a motherfucker speaking a different language, if you talk to me, you got a mouth, nigga, you got a voice. You got this. You got it. If you didn't have it, it would be something different. But it says you have a voice and that you have talked with me, that you actually wrote the damn 10 Commandments. God wrote that. Okay, he fucking, finger came through the sky and wrote the 10 Commandments on the tablet. Okay, you did that. So why is this having all these instruments at your disposal, all the instruments of a man? Why is it so hard to communicate with God? Okay, let's go on into some things. Let's go on into some things. Let's go on into some things. Let me see how family doing out there. Is family hurting? How we looking out there? Okay, we're in the house. We're in the house. I just wanted to make sure, it ain't nobody, committed suicide. Y'all in the house? All right. Okay. Well, I'm about to bring some things up. And I'm gonna prove to you that all the attributes of God is a man. And that man deified himself. And that this goddamn figure that y'all talking about sitting out in the goddamn sky is null and void, is only the reflection of the man who created the story. Okay? He deified himself, and maybe you should take a goddamn pointers and deify yourself. Now, if you was here, and so the evil things God would say if we would just let it. See, just like I said in the last, God is a ventriloquist dummy. You understand what I'm saying? God don't say nothing. God ain't said shit yet. It's the man who's speaking. Look at that sick man. Look at him. He look like that stupid motherfucker that be on, what's his name? Damn. Ooh, Seinfeld. The one that went up there and had that racist rap. That looked like his goddamn uncle or something, goddamn. Got the same crazy eyes. And you can see he's whole. and he's holding the mouth of the dummy because he don't want the reality of who he is to slip on out. See, if he get to talking too much, might just slip on out. So he keep the guy there because that's his alter ego. God is the alter ego of many a sick man. Okay? The man who speaks for God is God. Is God. Ain't never heard God speak not one time when in the confessional, when in all. You understand what I'm saying? Always a middleman. Always wonder why is always a middleman. Anytime you want to get to God, is always a middleman. When you want to pay that money, goddamn, you can't pay it straight. There's always a middleman. You understand what I'm? Because the middleman is actually the beneficiary. Okay, he's actually the beneficiary of the God. He is the God. You understand what I'm saying? He is the God. The founder of the denomination is the God because it went in the direction of that man's mentality. Okay, ain't no God justified or verified that man can have a denomination in his name because there is no God. God is, a cut and paste, a fill in the blanks construct. Okay, so when God say, all you had to do is write in what God said. You understand what I'm saying? That's all you have to do. So when you see here that that God up in the sky is nothing but a goddamn ventriloquist dummy. Okay, and that you will never. And so when you hear in the book, God said that the man wrote in there exactly what he wanted. God say you should be a slave. God said you should give up your goddamn land. God said that African people were commanded to leave the land in death and mass murder and this, that, and the third. And if you don't challenge that concept, nigga, you could be walking into the ovens just like the damn Jews. Walking on the boat, justifying your genocide and your mass murder, and won't even fight back because you feel that it's divinely ordained for you to be in this predicament. A lot of people say God ordained us to be in this predicament. Oh, God ordained the white man to be our master. Many niggas said that, okay, and justified it. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you see up on the wall, you see a man. God damn it, I looked up, I Googled God, and ain't nothing but images of men popped up. God damn it, I didn't see no spirit. Because if it was a spirit, you wouldn't be able to see the motherfucker. You understand how you know what he looked like? So it said God got an ear, God got the eyes of God, the mouth of God, the arm of God. So when in actuality, when you read the Bible and you see the images of what they got up on the goddamn wall, it explains exactly what it is, that God is a man. Okay, but who's speaking for the God? See, who is the man that's speaking for this God that we assume is in the sky? Okay, but which ain't nothing but a goddamn ventriloquist dummy. You understand what I'm saying? And a man got his hand in the back of God speaking for God. Okay, with all his sick mentality, all his sick aspirations, and you don't have the motherfucking heart or will to challenge this God. You're not challenging the identity of the man with his hand in God's back, speaking for God, who's ordaining your goddamn genocide, mass murder. You understand what I'm saying? Saying that you got to come to him. You understand what I'm saying? For all, validation or, permission to talk to God or get into God's heaven. Even to go to heaven, you got to see the white man. Okay, if goddamn if the Pope excommunicate your ass, nigga, you can't even get to heaven. And then this man, Peter, is at the gate. Goddamn it, Peter's at the gate. And I damn it, if Peter at the gate and he looked just like the Pope down on earth, goddamn well your ass ain't getting in. You is in trouble if this man is at the gate. Goddamn it, he say he connected to the man at the gate. He on earth, he's the vicar of Christ on earth, and that Peter is at the gate. Goddamn it, and they got this hierarchy, and that in order for you to get permission to even get to the gate, the man Pope got to give it to you. Okay? So he is God on this goddamn earth. You ain't talking to no God, you talking to the Pope. And so when you see that this man is also talking for God, look just like him, got the same crazy looking eye. And you can see the God is in anger. We just said that God was of all type of emotions, weak, feeble emotion, anger and jealousy and despise. How the fuck God gonna despise? You all powerful, motherfucker. You doing that, you know what I'm saying? That's weakness. I don't understand how people justify that shit. You see what I'm saying? And so we're going to pull back the curtain today. We're going to find out who the man behind the curtain is. We're going to get behind this God concept and find out who this God is. God has all the attributes of man, the hand of God, the eye of God. Again, and they show this shit. You see the anthropomorphic images of God, and you can see a hand, that's the hand of God. Okay, that's the hand of God. I said, well, goddamn, do we got a forearm? Do we got a bicep? So this is just, God is actually some superhuman man up in the goddamn sky. He is a man. He got all the attributes of a man. So I say, well, goddamn, if he got an eye, he got a hand, he got a goddamn mouth, he got a face, he got an ear, the ear of God. I got goddamn, do the man got a phallus? Do the man got a phallus? Do God do he have intercourse? Do he do all that other shit? And then when we ask them questions, then we being sacrilegious, we being blasphemous and shit. The house of God. God got a house. God got a house. Okay, God rested. God created the earth and then he rested. God damn, God get tired. God get tired. You see what I'm saying? The word of God, the voice of God. Okay, he got a face, which means he got a mouth. Do he got a nose? And if he got a nose, do he got nostrils? Nigga, do he breathe in air and out air like a man? This is shit that I'm asking. And I'm not saying, you say this no, this is not allegory. This is the dominant interpretation of God all throughout the damn Bible. Allegory means every blue moon you use an allegory, the hand of God, but in essence, the majority of it, God is a spirit. And it says worship God as a spirit. In the Bible, it says God is a spirit and nothing else can you worship God but as a spirit. So if God is a spirit, but you interpret God as a man, a physical fucking man, sitting on a damn throne in heaven. Okay, you can't sit unless you got an ass. Man, y'all motherfuckers is stupid, man. God damn. Okay? Now, wait a minute, let me come on over here. So when we talk about anthropomorphy, see, when we're talking about anthropomorphy, described or thought of as having a human form or human attributes. Okay? So, just like we say the man in the moon. Okay? The man, ain't no goddamn man in the moon. And so when you talking about a man in the sky, you understand what I'm saying? There's no different than a nigga talking about the man in the goddamn moon. You understand? That's supposed to be anthropomorphic. Understanding of God. This is when man created God in his own image. He created him anthropomorphically, meaning that God has all the attributes of, described or thought of as having a human form or human attributes. So this is a spirit with a human form and human attributes. And not only human attribute, human emotions. This is a man. Okay, there ain't no goddamn God, no, what you conceive of, some God sin. This is actually the man who created the God, instilling in the God all his own emotions, all his own aspirations, all his own interpretations. That's a man doing that. Ain't no goddamn God and no man sitting in the goddamn sky. So when you talking about the Negro clergy, you see what I'm saying? It's a man with the hand, and the man who founded that denomination, whether it goddamn Charles Taze Russell, whether that shit John Smith, whether it's John Wesley who created method, whoever got whatever denomination that man got his hand in your goddamn back, and whatever you teaching and preaching, nigga, you preaching of him and for him. That's what you preaching, not no God in the goddamn sky. You understand what I'm saying? So when I showed you the first, you look just like and the crazy shit about it, look just like the motherfucker on the 16th chapter. He laughing like a motherfucker because that's his image up there. And he said, God damn it, I thought it could never work. You know what I'm saying? I never thought it could work. You understand what I'm saying? And when you look, it's actually him. All the face, that's him. That's actually him, the snagger-toothed cracker that created a religion, and now it's all over the goddamn world. He richer than goddamn, 30 goddamn Bill Gates. You understand what I'm saying? The institution is the strongest institution on the planet because you believe that something out in the motherfucking sky was controlling your destiny other than the energies and laws of the universe. You thought a man was so, you pray for all your, whatever going wrong in your life, you put it on this man in the sky. Oh, God gonna help me out. Oh, God, motherfucker, stop this madness. If you don't get up off of your ass and free yourself, you ain't gonna never be free. If you don't get up off of your ass and go for broke, you ain't gonna never have nothing in this goddamn world. Anything you gonna get, nigga, you gonna bring about by your own hard goddamn work. Your redemption, your racial redemption, nigga, gonna come by your own hand. Ain't no the last days, bitch. If your ass die today, it's the last days. Don't hear nothing about no goddamn the last days is coming. Nigga, if your ass die today, your last day is here. You ain't gotta wait on no last day. See, that's some shit to keep a nigga looking, keep it. That's just like, nigga, the Mayan calendar and Nostradamus. They always, and that shit come and go. You understand? That keep a nigga in the sky looking for an escape. You understand? Instead of dealing with reality of what's on this goddamn ground. So you look in and you say this is God's Bible. You understand what I'm saying? You don't understand. This the goddamn God. He the one that wrote the goddamn every word in it. And you looking up in the sky, and this is actually the motherfucking man who put the shit together. You can look right in there. It said New York Oxford University Press. God do God own New York Oxford University Press? It give you a publishing date. It show you all the motherfucking white people that had their hand on this, the Schofield Bible, okay? The Schofield Reference Bible. Okay, so that show you every man that had his hand on the book. Now, I'm going to ask you, did God give these motherfuckers permission? Every man that had their hand on, did God give their ass permission? You understand? They put in this shit, their own aspirations, their own beliefs, and they beliefs is that they should be God on the planet. That's what they believe, see. And if you fall for this shit, then you believe it too. All right? Look at him laughing. You niggas talking about God wrote the book. And this motherfucker behind the goddamn, he's behind the curtain laughing his ass off because you niggas ain't got enough sense to know that God ain't nothing but a man. And that the man who speaks for God is God. Look at this. So ain't no God ever zapped no knowledge into no nigga head. You ever seen a motherfucker just miraculously ain't studied, went to a goddamn biology final or biology midterm, ain't did no research and just zapped some goddamn knowledge into a nigga head, okay, or wrote a book or did any of this goddamn shit. Ain't never happened or never in no time on the motherfucking planet. You see what I'm saying? So in essence, what we have to do is we got to check the God concept by taking the magic off the book. Okay, niggas but say, oh, this is a holy book, and that God's handed the book through the sky, and that God inspired men to write. God ain't no God inspired the goddamn thing. What the fuck? Most of the time it was a goddamn lie, and it done caught up in with them in contradiction, and everybody see the lies and see the contradiction. You keep blaming it on this omnipotent God that's supposed to have all knowledge, all wisdom, all power in the universe, making this God look so silly. You understand? Because you cannot understand that the contradiction was the contradictions of men. Only men and women write books. Okay, we could go over how books evolved from paper and, coming out of papyrus. God damn it, ain't no way we can see the language coming up out of ancient Egypt. We see how it evolved. Ain't no goddamn God ever handed no book through the sky. God damn it. That's just the reality. They all come off just like you see right here, a printing press. Okay, a press, or company that has a printing press that could produce books. The man that creates God speaks for God. Okay, the man that creates that God speaks. You go into Islam, it's an Arab God. The Arabs speak for that God. If you go into Hinduism, it's an Indian God. The Indian speaks for that God. When you go and get their books, it's all Indians writing for the Hindu. It's all Buddhists. You go over there, goddamn it, it's the Oriental that speaks for the God. He's the dominant one of the God. The doctrines come from him. You go into any other, you go into Africa, the African, we think when you go to the original, You understand what I'm saying? But when most people who create their own God, they speak for the God. They speak for the God. Now, if you end up with another man's interpretation, you also end up with his mentality. You also, all of his, insecurities, all of his feebleness. You understand what I'm saying? And you end up living out the life of a sick man. You ain't got no true understanding of who he is, and you blame it all on the God, and you make the justification because you feel if you correct this sickness that somehow you're going against God. You see what I'm saying? So you in a fucked up predicament unless you check that God concept. So when you go in the goddamn confessional, there is no God in the only a man. And so even though they say he speaks for Jesus, ain't no goddamn Jesus in the goddamn confessional. It's some sick motherfucker. And what he said to the little boy, come on around here. Your mama, don't tell your mama, come on around here right quick. You understand what I'm saying? Little boy in there praying to God, think he praying to God. And the little priest say, is your mama with you? Is she? Okay, hurry up around here right quick. That's what he's saying. And so if you don't understand the sickness, this is actually the same mentality that wrote the book. Same sick mentality that wrote the goddamn book. Wait a minute. Let me come on around. So anywhere you go, just like he speaks for God in the confessional, he speaks for God in the Bible. Okay? Just like he speaks for God in the confessional, he speaks for God in the Bible. Look at this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Always one of them say on the other side speaking for why God always got a middleman. Why you cannot go directly to God? Because you got to understand you got checks and balances. You understand what I'm saying? In a religion. You understand? They ultimately know ain't no God gonna answer you. So if they got to speak for the God, you understand what I'm saying? God say, speak to me. That's what the book gonna say. God say, speak to me, and then he'll speak to you through me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the book said. The clergy, the priests. That's why they write in there, that the priests and the clergies are the one that talk to God. And it speaks that, okay? That God ordained the priesthood for that purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Go through the clergy. Jesus said, during Pentecostal, it says that on Peter is my rock, and on this church, you understand, on my church, I build my church on this rock. That's what it says. So that's what give the popes and shit the validation that it's through them, because Peter, according to them, was the first pope. But it don't speak about no hierarchy, no hereditary hierarchy that he passes down, his authority to the next man. That was made up. So the pope hereditary shit was made up. But that's how they continue to have that authority, because they say they are the image of Peter. They are the vicars of Christ on this earth, and on this rock, which is Peter, which is the popehood, is where he built. So you got to go through the pope, and the pope will he picks all the priests, the hierarchy, the cardinals and shit, this, that, and the third. So you can't go through God, because God said you got to go through Peter. Jesus said you got to go through Peter. Goddamn, the Quran say you got to go through Muhammad. You got to, and so that's their way of keeping you in check, where you always got to check in with them and bring that money and if your ass get out of line, then they could check you. If they check you, God is going to validate that. You understand what I'm saying? They got the power to do that. Look at it. So we must pull the mask off of the God concept. You understand? That's just like Scooby-Doo, motherfucker running around talking about he God, talking about he this, he talking about, and then when you pull the mask off, you understand what I'm saying? You got to pull the mask, and we're going to find out who truly the God is. You understand what I'm saying? We got to go. That's why we went to the founders, and just that we pulling the mask off. Who the fuck is this God? Because we know that the man that created the God is actually the man speaking for God. And so when you pull the mask off the God concept and get to the founders and get to, the men that actually, responsible for printing the Bible, the version of the Bible, whoever created that version, that's his mentality. He didn't like the last Bible. I want this to fit my mentality. It ain't God's mentality. It's the man's version of the motherfucking Bible. Whoever the man who created that version, he the God of that book, because that book will reflect his fucking mentality. You better wake up, nigga. So let's pull the mask up. Many niggas talking about they got an African God. They talking about Jesus is black. They talking about Jesus is black. They talking about Moses is black. They trying to make it a goddamn, and that God and all this, that, and the third. Okay? Then we, you know, they bring it to us, African religion, African spirituality. And then I run up and pull the motherfucking mask off. Here you go. We're going to pull the mask off the African spirituality. Who the fuck is it? Oh, my God. It's the same Peckerwood. Same Peckerwood. Same Peckerwood. How is that possible? Talking about Jesus got black feet. Jesus got woolly hair. Then pull the mask off of goddamn Jesus, and it's the same European old white man laughing like a motherfucker because he done got over on our ass again. You understand what I'm saying? Many of these so-called black peoples in black organizations, black, you understand? Nation of Islam, go back to a white man. Master Fraud Muhammad. Talking about the black man is God, pull the mask off the shit and find out Master Farad Muhammad, a white man. You understand what I'm saying? Talking about Jesus and shit and black motherfucker. We know Jesus ain't nothing but Serapis. The Jesus that you trying to say was black was Osiris. You didn't want to go back to the original, so you rather paint Serapis black and pass them off as a black deity. And then we pull the goddamn mask off of black Jesus and find out he ain't nothing but white Serapis. Painted black. Got you niggas. Okay, now let's deal with this. I'm gonna show you not only to show you that man cannot see past his own, you know, his own mind, his own his fallibility, his own finite mind. When he looked at heaven, heaven was depicted as the perfect earthly city. Look at this. When you look at heaven, and we talking about spirits. What the fuck is spirits going in and out of buildings and shit? You understand what I'm saying? The gates of heaven. What the fuck heaven got gates? You understand that shit? You know, these is modern creation. Man ain't always had no damn gate. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker lived out in the open. Man didn't have no gate. You understand what I'm saying? And then what's crazy about the shit, you can look up in the goddamn heaven and they got obelisks. I say, well, goddamn. And that was created in Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? So that let you know ain't nobody ever went. So when man see heaven, he see heaven as a earth, because he only know what he can't see past what he see and know on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So he see God as a man, and when he see heaven as an earthly city. Look at the motherfucker. It got stairs. And like I said, when you go back to early man, this shit had to develop. So, I mean, when did you create this image of heaven? You know what I'm saying? When did you create it? I thought God always been here. So if God always been here and God always was in heaven, what the fuck did heaven look like before man created cities? Because this is man, this is of man's origin. This is of man's creation. This is a heaven created by man, not no motherfucking God. Okay? With obelisks and goddamn bell towers and all of this shit. And all they did was prank the shit in gold to give it the oppression that is of heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas fall for anything. Got goddamn stairway to heaven. Now, when did man create stairway like that? You understand what I'm saying? This is a modern invention. You understand what I'm saying? You go back in the ancient world, yeah, in Egypt and shit, but that's about the first modern. But yeah, we talking about God live here forever. Man ain't always had no goddamn staircases and shit. So if God, how the fuck is you got a stairway to heaven? You understand? That's man's creation. You see heaven like you see an earthly city. You cannot see past your goddamn the gates of heaven. Got a wall up there. Goddamn, you in heaven, you need a wall. How the fuck can a motherfucker even get up there unless you allow him to come up there? You understand what I'm saying? So my question is, goddamn, is the spirits locked in heaven? Goddamn, can the spirits that make it to heaven, can they come in and out of heaven? And if they do, how do they get out if the motherfucking gate locked? You understand? So when you go in the gate, is you locked in heaven? Is you locked in there? Do you have to get permission to come in and out of heaven? That's all the fuck I want to know. You understand what I'm saying? And then it says, heaven, in heaven, Jesus say, in heaven, in my Father's house, there's many mansions. Now, motherfuckers know that mansions are a modern motherfucker creation. Ain't no mansions in early, in early mankind. So goddamn, what did heaven look like before man created mansions and fucking gates and shit? You understand what I'm saying? And got keys, got a lock on the motherfucker. And they supposed to be spirits. I thought spirits can walk through motherfucking, doors and shit and this, that, and the third. So why would you have physical constraints on spiritual things and shit? How in the fuck can you lock a spirit behind some motherfucking gates and walls and shit? And they supposed to be able to walk through walls and gates and shit, this, that, and the third. That show you that's the man can't see no past no further than what he see and know on this fucking earth. He see God as he see himself. He see heaven as he see a earthly city. He don't know. He ain't been to ain't no motherfucker ever been and went. So they, the image of heaven is no different than you see down New York City or some goddamn, some little town in the United States. Okay, that's what it looked like. So again, you can see right here, got gates and got obelisks and got doorways and shit. This, that, and the third. Wait a minute, got a throne up there. Now look at this. You got angels who supposed to be floating. They walking. They walking. They walking. The motherfucker got a flow. This motherfucker got a flow. You see, God got a, it's a floor in heaven. And so motherfucker walking on it. He ain't floating. He supposed to be a goddamn spirit. You understand what I'm saying? That motherfucker look like he in Constantinople or some goddamn where. Byzantium. You understand what I'm saying? Got doors and shit. Now look at this. Skyscrapers. Go do sky. This motherfucker heaven with skyscrapers. You understand? And the modern skyscraper, that what you're looking at today, it was created in the United States. You understand? Chicago, New York is where they created this motherfucker got heaven looking like New York. Okay, ain't no man ever been in no heaven, ain't never, came back and said what it looked like, this, that, and the third. God damn it. So in actuality, all man did was create heaven based on what he see right here on the earth. Look at this, physical constraints that keep a motherfucker out gates. And this shit look like some shit that come out of France during the revolutionary period, the Reformation or the age of enlightenment or something. This is when this shit come into existence. So how in the fuck, what the fuck did heaven look like? And you got it on clouds. How in the fuck you don't need to keep nothing out. How in the fuck something gonna get up that goddamn high? And so it does do it. Demons, they say the devil got access to heaven. He can go in and out of the motherfucker of heaven. He can go in and out of heaven. That's what the fuck I read. So I guess the devil got a key to the goddamn gate. And so if you leave and do it, is it a code number? Like when a motherfucker come up and you put your code in, when you in a gated community, do you put a code number in that bitch? If you leave in and out of that motherfucker, or do you got to see Peter? Okay, Peter's at the gate. You got a motherfucker. I say that's a fucked up where you got to be at the gate, or do you got an assistant, motherfucker? Do you got an assistant say Peter got the keys to heaven? I say, well, goddamn, a lock. I mean, I know how a lock is created. So if he got the keys and it show it to have a lock, I mean, who created the lock? Goddamn, and he says he got mansions and shit, and the mansion got doors. So when a spirit walk up to the door, do the motherfucker have to turn the knob? Do he walk through the door? And if he could walk through the door, what the need for the goddamn door? That's what the fuck I'm talking about here today. You understand what I'm saying? I thought spirits could walk through doors. So Peter, and so again, we just ask ourselves, and we see Peter look like, Sheriff O'Reilly. You know what I'm saying? He looked like Sheriff O'Reilly. So if we get to the gate as black people, God damn it, and your name supposed to be on the in the book of life. You understand what I'm saying? And you gonna look down there, and he gonna look up and down. You think your name on the motherfucker? Huh? You know what I'm saying? You think your motherfucking name on the list, huh? You think your name on the list. If this motherfucker is at the gate, and this is St. Peter, nigga ain't a nigga in heaven. Okay? We is doomed. Nigga, you any Leroy's on? What's your name, nigga? Leroy. Motherfucker gonna look up and down that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna take too long. Ain't no Leroy's on this book, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You at the wrong gate. You can get on up out of here, nigga. You at the wrong gate. You understand what I'm saying? So here again, you see Jesus is at the gate. And so this just showing you, man, that it's a restraint. A gate is a restraint. A wall is a motherfucking restraint. And more times than not, it's to keep you out. You understand what I'm saying? It's to keep you out of it. You understand? So we got to understand that that the Bible is a restraint. You understand what I'm saying? The concept of heaven is a restraint. The concept of God is a restraint, nigga. It's the Cotton Club. It's the good old boys club. Everybody not gonna get in. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna get in. And if you go through their ass, you most definitely ain't gonna get in. You understand what I'm saying? Let me keep it moving. And now today they got escalators going up to heaven. That because they don't know how the fuck you gonna get up there. They don't even know where heaven is located. You understand what I'm saying? And how the hell you gonna have all this shit in the sky? You understand when you got heaven and shit, and it look just like earth in the sky. You understand what I'm saying? Where did God get all that shit to create that heaven from? Did he go to Lowe's? Did he go to Lowe's and shit? Did he go to Home Depot? You understand what I'm saying? Did God do it himself? The all-powerful God got houses and mansions and shit. So if you got a mansion, do they got beds or you got rooms? What you need a mansion for? Say many mansions and shit. So in them mansions, do they got beds? So I guess that spirits, do spirits go to sleep? Do they lay down and go to sleep and shit? So they got all type of bedroom. In a mansion, the motherfucker got a bathroom. So motherfucking God piss and shit, take a shit, this, that, and the third. What is all this shit saying? All this shit is saying is motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Here, somebody depicted heaven showing that if you do not go through the man who created the religion, then you locked out of heaven. That's basically what it boils down. If you don't go through the man that created Islam, you locked out of heaven. If you don't go through the man that created Hinduism, you locked out of that heaven. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is the restraints that it put on, because you going to do whatever it takes to get to that heaven. And even if it means that you adopt racist ideology that show you as a degenerate, as a slave, outside of the glory of God, even calling another man chosen. You understand? If that means you have to do all of that to get to heaven, that's what you gonna do. And then when your ass die, you gonna realize, nigga, ain't no telling what you gonna realize. You understand? Ain't nobody ever came back. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever came back. So it's very profound that you adopt something that's gonna have your energy transcend. You understand what I'm saying? If you are transcending on this planet while you here and creating the energy, the powerful energy that you were sent here to create, then you will transcend this existence. But if you's a dud, a dead battery, and you ain't charged them no energy while you've been down here on this goddamn planet to transcend your existence, nigga, you disappear, you dissipate, nigga. Okay, you dissipate. You done wasted all your motherfucking energy on a non-existent nothing. Wait a minute. Where we at? I done already showed this. The arm of God. And it says, Lord have made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations. Then you got the hand of God. You got the words of God. Then it says heaven is up. The house of many mansions. Shining walls and streets of pure gold. Pure gold. Just like a man. Lusting after, and then say, you should lust after manly wants and shit. With the tree of life. Got a tree in heaven. Got a tree in goddamn heaven. I wonder it got dirt. I wonder, can you grow a tree out of a goddamn cloud with the river of water of life running through it? With trees with 12 kinds of fruit. where there is no night. Where there is no night. So just have. So I guess you don't go to sleep. Niggas just stay up. I guess you don't get tired. But what the fuck you got a mansion for and all this other shit? You understand what I'm saying? And so and it says, okay, this is the house of God. It shows right there that God got a house. Wait a minute, let me go back here. I think I went over some of these already. And then I'm gonna just end with this one particularly right here, where it showed the columns. You know what I'm saying? And these columns was created in Egypt. They call fluted columns, and you see them at Saqqara, the oldest columns on the planet. So what did God do before the Egyptians created columns? You understand what I'm saying? Because the Egyptians created columns. So you can see everything that man used to create heaven. Wait a minute, let me come on back. Let me come on back. Everything that man used to create heaven, he saw on earth first. Ain't no man ever been to no motherfucking heaven and saw no heaven or this, that, and the third. That's a bunch of bullshit. Gates and shit, restraints up there, all human attributes. So the whole goddamn God concept from God himself to the goddamn abode of God. You understand what I'm saying? Is all the reflection of the attributes of man. These motherfuckers even had obelisks in heaven. I say, man, I tell you, boy, niggas will fall for anything. Niggas will fall, we got the staircase to heaven. You understand what I'm saying? And like I say, anything exquisite like that is just been created in, not too long ago. Money, even money, motherfuckers say, they giving tribute of God, giving money as a tribute to God, and the goddamn coin as an exchange of currency is a modern creation. So I'm saying, what the fuck did God do before man created money? Well, what the fuck? Was he just a broke ass God? What the fuck did he do before man created money? Y'all niggas better wake up. And so the question is, did God create man or did man create God? And as I done went over all the attributes of God, all the attributes of heaven is the attributes of man on earth, and the cities that, the reflection of heaven is only the replica of an earthly city. That's all it is. Okay. Now my question, if this is God Almighty, he can't do no better than that. Then replicate some shit that man can do. Man could do that. You understand what I'm saying? Man can make gold. You understand? Make gold houses if he wanted to. They didn't done it already. They didn't plated shit with gold already. So I mean, what is you saying? You're replicating man. You understand? You're not doing nothing that man can't. Just honor thy mother and thy father. Man already done that, done far greater than that. Not only did he honor his mother and father, he deified his mother and father before you wrote that. So it ain't like you coming to a motherfucker that's crippled mentally and you know what I'm saying? And morally, where you got to come because man didn't already create that. So why would you come and replicate and rehash some shit that man already done unless you was going to a motherfucker that was so low that you had to start on a goddamn preschool level at that date and time. That's the only motherfucking understanding I could get from that. So family, what I want you to get out of this is that in essence, whatever religion you belong to, you end up following. You end up adopting the mentality of the founders, the earthly. I don't want to hear nothing about you. End up adopting the mentality of the founder of that damn religion. Even if your pastor, if he's the one that interpreting the book for you, you end up adopting the mentality of your pastor, of your imam. Because the way they interpret it, they gonna interpret it from their own viewpoint. And all preachers don't see that shit the same. That's why you got different denominations and you got different preachers, different imams, different rabbis that see all of that shit from their own perspective. So if you don't have a mind of your own and understand that you dictate your direction, You dictate your divinity. You dictate your spiritual direction. You decide I'm gonna follow him. That's on you, motherfucker. That's on you. But if you give up your, divine responsibility to dictate your own spiritual direction, that's on you. That's on you. No, God has ordained you to follow nobody. You've been given everything you need to survive and thrive in this universe and on this planet. You need to wake up and start doing that. And then you could dictate. And then when you interpret the religion, you interpret it for your African redemption. You interpret it for your African liberation. If it's not doing that, it's not your fucking religion. If your God do not back you up in all your aspirations, he's not your God, or she's not your God. Okay? She's not, or he's not your God. You need to give up. You understand? Everybody create their own God to fulfill their own aspirations. That's facts. Okay? You have adopted through oppression and through slavery the mentality and the religion of your goddamn oppressor. And that's why he still got his motherfucking boot on your motherfucking neck. All right, this is the general. I'm up out of here today. I'll come back tomorrow for the third when I ain't going, because I went in kind of hard on these first two. You understand? I cannot keep family up all night. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll come black tomorrow. I hope the information was enlightening to the family. Let me come on back. How we do out there, family? Got family in there. That's right. All right. That's right. Y'all hit that thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Subscribe because you know the general is lit when he live. And hit goddamn notification because y'all know the general is a hell of a motivation and inspiration. All right, family, this is the General Suten Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Pop.